Oh, fantastic. I think let's dive straight into it. So, TreatWell, what exactly is it? And if I'm a salon owner, why would that matter?
Yeah, so TreatWell is a booking platform that actually helps people to book beauty treatments, but also we are a salon management software that makes salons' lives much, much easier. So in a very short sentence, the reason why we exist is to really reduce the time, how much it takes for people to look for beauty treatments. And also we save time for salons so they can really focus on their craft rather than managing bookings, spending their time on the phone or messaging sessions. So yeah, so in very short, that's what we do. But I could elaborate, of course, more on the technology, and we can chat more about that too.
Ah, that's perfect. Yeah, so it sounds like you're that one platform that you need to kind of streamline everything. If you have a salon, you don't have to have a calendar and an e-commerce site and all the rest of it. Like it's one thing, one platform to rule them all.
Yes, exactly. It's a solution-based platform. So what is really, really cool about TreatWell is that we provide a huge variety of tools for our salon owners. So they don't actually have to worry. One of the things actually that they get with the platform is a website. So for example, if I'm not a techie and I don't want to build my own website, just by signing up for TreatWell, I already get a free website that I can actually customize and add whatever I want. And they they have this free website that they can use. And another thing is that what our salon owners really, really love is the automated reminders, for example, because they spend so much time otherwise sending those reminders to people, checking if they're going to show up or if not. With our platform and with our salon management software, they actually they actually don't have to do this and get this automated. So the software does it for them, so they don't have to worry about this and save lots of time.
Ah, that is beautiful. It sounds like a dream. Like no one starts a salon business because they love marketing and they love building websites and getting booking. Like they would have started that business if that's what they wanted to do. So it gives them kind of more time to focus on what they want to do, right?
Exactly, exactly. So it's why we exist, and this is why we really enjoy working with our partners.
Beautiful. So you left the hospitality industry to go into tech. Tell us how did that happen and why did that happen?
I totally agree that it's a bit of a wild story. And actually, when I did start my career, like 10, 12 years ago, I didn't really, never thought of that I would work in tech. I didn't even know that tech as a huge sector existed, to be very honest, because I was so focused on the hospitality part. But in hospitality, I ran spa operations. I'm really into beauty, wellness, and health. So I really enjoy the operational customer centricity and the spa side. However, what really slowed me down a little bit in hospitality is how slow we actually were to adapt into technologies, innovation, and actually adapt it in our business. So this is why I started to explore okay, so what are the businesses that actually are into innovation? And I was like, oh, tech sector, wow. And this is how I actually discovered it. For me, the biggest win with TreatWell was that it's a beauty tech company. So I'm really into wellness and beauty. And it was just no brainer for me. I'm like, okay, so I should really go for it with TreatWell. And I was lucky enough to start working for TreatWell. And yeah, and I enjoyed it from the very first day. And I love how fast we are, how agile we are. We really adapt to whatever is happening. And also, at the same time, we change lives of so many businesses around Europe and in Lithuania as well.
Yeah, you also didn't go from the hospitality to, I don't know, like a number two or number three. You went to the number one platform in Europe that does this kind of thing with 14 countries. And yeah, so it was really a step up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It was very different.
I'm not going to ask you to list out all the 14 different countries because I'm pretty sure if everyone's like me. Usually here in Europe, you find great platforms and then it doesn't work in your country or something like that. What's kind of the strategy behind? I know you're in 14 countries at the moment. How are you going to expand on that, or what's the plan? Is there a plan to expand?
Yeah, so there's really no secrets to this expansion thing. What we just do, we measure the market, how big it is if there's competition. But what we always go for is like localization anyways. We try to hire a person there, and then we go in and translate into like the local language. And what is interesting with TreatWell, we actually never go in. We were laughing with a marketing team. We always go into the markets where there's the English is not the first language, and we always have to translate everything all over again. So it's like a joke we have internally. We're like, yeah, of course it has 3 languages. So yeah, so this is what we do, but there's no secrets. We always test. So we test, and there's of course test fails sometimes. So this is why there's 14 countries, not more nor less. But we always testing, always trying to find that market fit as well. But our secret plan, what we always say is like, we want to rule the world. So we all of course, want to be in all the countries, as many as possible, but it's just the question of time.
Yeah, that makes it. I would suggest like just go with the English countries, and then you can expand really fast, and then you can do all the other ones. But that's just me, because English is actually my second language as well. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a long story, but let's not get into that. Cool. You've kind of explained like what TreatWell does and how it kind of came together and what kind of different platform it is. But walk us through before TreatWell was there. Like, what was the normal? Explain the life of a salon owner without TreatWell or before TreatWell.
Yeah, for sure. For me, what was like surprising when I joined TreatWell is that actually 1 in 3 salons still use pen and paper bookings. This is what we call in business. So meaning they have a physical calendar that they use for their bookings. And this is what they actually enjoy. They say, oh, it's very reliable. It's there. However, it becomes interesting when you cannot have that calendar, you're on vacation, someone doesn't show up. Maybe you made a mistake when you made an appointment detail mistake. So I think from my perspective, it's like such an easy solution just to like have TreatWell in your salon versus not to have it. And I think another part of it is I think salons would be way more quiet without us. So we have real stories when salon owners that didn't have that many bookings, that much visibility, they actually, once they adopt the salon software that we provide and they really start using our marketplace, they actually see a huge increase in bookings, and they are really grateful. And they say, oh my God, we had so many bookings. TreatWell is like a miracle. This is what they literally say. And they are really grateful for it. And my personal favorite story actually is from one freelancer who said personally to me, she said, my favorite thing about TreatWell is that even when I'm on vacation next to the pool, I get notifications that my future calendar is being filled with appointments and people who are like booking treatments. So, after the vacation, she's like all set up and she can actually go and work. So stories like this really motivate us. And we're like, oh, this is so inspiring. Like you're at the pool on vacation and here you go. You have appointments. And clients actually coming in live, after you come back after your vacation. So yes, it's stuff like this that really, is dear to my heart and also really, really fun to talk about because it is, real stories.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that even though they say they love the pen and paper, they don't really love the pen and paper. I think a lot of people are they're kind of scared to admit that they don't want to learn another platform. They don't want to look foolish or lose business because they don't know how the platform works. I know you kind of have a very special relationship to getting people onboarded the right way, and tell us a little bit about that.
Of course. So what I really like about us as a company is we, even though we have really good technology, really good salon management software, we even avoid calling it a SaaS because this is what we know our partners don't really like. We say electronic calendar. And this way, oh yeah, I get it. I know what you're selling and I know what you're offering to me. So what we are really good at is really adapting to the way our salon owners speak to us and how they communicate and what they actually do. We really know what they do. So we really, really try and like learn their ways. And also what we do is we really take them through every step of the way. So there will always be partners who are really good with technology. They're really quick. They might have a few questions and they might need some touch points, but they pretty much like ready by themselves to go live. However, there are some partners who like we'll really need some attention from my team, from other sales teams in TreatWell. And this is where we come in. We actually really, really focused on the customer, and we really want them to be successful on the platform. So if we see that there's something missing in their profile that they could do better, we really call them, reach out to them, and we say, hey, listen, you can actually adjust this. And if you do this, the algorithm really will like what you do, and then will put you higher up. So we really give them lots of tricks and tips. We train them, we utilize their tools, and they're good to go. So after they actually hear our tips, they become way more successful on the platform. And we are very heavy on the usability. So we really focus on that part, that our partners that sign up, they actually use the platform. And what is always really, really cool to see is like how often they log into the platform, how they use it. And what is very interesting about Lithuanian market is that actually 93% of our partners use the platform. So imagine an app that your users have, and 93% of them actually log in and use the app every day. So I think that is really, really cool. And yeah, just amazing to see that they really love adopting and using our software.
Like, it sounds like that's the secret sauce. It's not like other electronic calendars where you can sign up for it and then you just need to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
You really take them by the hand and make sure that they not only understand the platform, but use it to, I want to say optimally, but it's not, it goes above that. It's like they feel really comfortable with the features and how they can use it and how they can get the most out of it.
Of course, yes. This is what we pride on. What I also like to highlight is that we have a really human way of like having the customer service with them. We really like try and hear them out and like really listen to them. And then if they have any frustrations, we're like, yeah, here is how you do things. So yeah, so I really enjoy that we have this kind of mindset that we're like, hey, we're really like ready here to like listen to you. And if you have any feedback or anything, we're like really open.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it sounds like you're a SaaS company. You're a tech company without being an overly SaaS company. I know you are developing a lot of tools internally from history and from my experience. Designing or creating tools internally, it usually takes a ton of time. There's pros and cons. If you create it yourself, like you're in control of everything. Whereas if you buy it and incorporate it, like you get to market a lot quicker. Like, how do you balance those two, getting to market quickly compared to designing and building everything internally?
Yeah, it's actually a really good question, and I love it. It's something that we, as a company, we always pride ourselves about is that we try to build everything in-house, but we also understand that the speed is very important in tech. So what we do, we always evaluate, as you said, building tools in-house and for ourselves really keeps us flexible. So we really like that. So whenever we can, we always prioritize building ourselves. And that really has paid off because we are really able to have the tools and really adapt them to the way we work. Not only how, for example, whenever we would buy a tool externally, it would just be as is. Whereas if we build it, we are able to release version 1, version 2, version 3, and with like little bit of time, you have the perfect tool that works for your partners, clients, or your team. So we really like that part. But of course, you sometimes have to, go in and buy something externally. But yeah, we always prioritize building in-house.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's that added thing. It's not just necessarily how you work, but it's also, I think, with the approach that you have with knowing each one of your clients and knowing them that well, like you know what they need more than someone else who's most probably building the same kind of tech, but for some completely, I don't know. Usually it's either a vanilla version, like it should work for everyone. Whereas with your knowledge, you know exactly what the salon owner would need.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is what we try to do. As I said, we really try to like speak their language or understand them. So with the knowledge that we have, it's an obvious choice.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're obviously very passionate about salon owners and all of that. What is one story that kind of sticks out with a salon owner that started using your platform and just exploded? You don't have to use names if you don't want to, but kind of put me in their shoes. Like what was their life like and after they've met you?
Yeah, so there's lots of stories, actually, lots of success stories, and we always love discussing them with the team. And I think the one that stands out the most is that we had a lady who opened a salon under a gym in London. It was a nail salon, and the owner actually didn't speak any English, but she opened TreatWell account. So just in a few short years, she managed to open more 3 or 4 salons with us. And this is just shows that, without any like much effort, you just open a TreatWell account, you see how good it is, and then you just grow as a business as well. And you don't actually need to know the local language at first, you just create an account for yourself. You provide good service, you have the automated bookings, you get lots of reviews, you optimize your profile, and here you go, you just go all in. So that always inspires me. And there's lots of stories, actually. We have like thousands and thousands of customers, so I could just talk all day long about it. But I think this is the one that like really stands out. But we really love our partners, and we love seeing them grow. And personally, I've overseen, some salon owners who've been with us since the very beginning of the launch, so they really grew in like huge numbers. Their orders are amazing. How many orders they have, how many bookings they have, how many clients they have. The revenue also, I don't want to mention the numbers, but it's huge revenues, they generate with us. So we are very, very happy about them and for them. And I also seen lots of salon owners who like locally in the market and other markets, they grew from one, location, one venue to like to tons, 20, 25. Just recently we had like one salon owner who like they had like a few salons, and then they just added like 10 in like 1 month, and I'm like, oh my god, what is happening? So yeah, so there are some really, really cool stories happening, and we are very happy to see these salons grow and develop with us, and we just grow together with our partner base, which is really amazing and really nice.
Ah, that is beautiful. Yeah, your passion for salon owners really, really seep through. I love it. What would you say is the one kind of myth that salon owners cling to when it comes to digital platforms or digital tools?
Yeah, I think the biggest one to debunk for me and my team is that technology is hard to use. So this is what we often hear, especially with the salons that maybe don't want to use TreatWell yet, and we're just like pique their interest, and we try to like reach out to them, and we're like, hey, why are you not using anything? Especially those, as I said, those who are using like physical calendars. So we are always very curious why they don't use something. And the main thing is that's like, oh, I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to use technology, which I don't agree with, because our SaaS, as I said, is really easy to use. The marketplace is super easy to use as well. There are actually people you wouldn't believe, but there are people who don't actually use TreatWell for bookings. They just like call their salon still, which is amazing to me. I'm like, how do you live? Like, how do you know? Don't you want to leave a review, for your salon? So it's very interesting that the people, still use the traditional ways. So we are on a mission to change that. But coming back to the partners is, they really it really strikes me when they say that it's hard to use, but what we try to do is really educate them and really explain the steps that they need to do. Of course, it takes a little bit to set up your profile, your salon information and everything, but after that you're pretty much set. Everything is automated. You just update your calendar like you would a physical calendar, and then the rest of the things are automated, and clients are able to leave authentic reviews for you. You're able to add your work photos, whatever you like had done, and this way just boost your visibility on the platform. So really, this is the myth that we always like struggle with a little bit with the team, but we are very open to educate our partners and like share some stories with them and just explain to them how easy actually the technology is to use, and they don't have to be tech savvy or tech wizards to like use it. If they can use like any other basic app, they can for sure use TreatWell.
If they can make a phone call, I'm pretty sure they'll be able to use the app.
For sure, for sure.
Beautiful. So if I'm a salon owner listening to this and I think, this sounds quite interesting, how do I get started? How do I find you?
Yeah, so it really depends on which market are you. So if you're in one of the 14 countries, you can just go to treatwell.com, pick the icon for your country and sign up with us. If we are not in your country, I'm so sorry, we will be. But so if we are, you just sign up, you just enter your details. Actually, your own account, the first version of it gets created immediately in like, I think now it's like 30 seconds. So automatically it creates and you just fill in the details there. Or someone from the sales team will definitely reach out to you and see if there's anything that you need to add to the profile. But yeah, pretty much that's it. You just go to treatwell.com, sign up, and we will be in touch with you.
Oh, that is beautiful. I think just to make it easier, I'll find a list of the 14 countries. I wanted to be that guy and go list the 14 countries, but I won't. I'll just stick it underneath the video.
Thank you so much. That would be very helpful because, to be honest, I would be a bit afraid to make a mistake now. So let's not try it for the next podcast.
For the next podcast, it's going to be more countries. Like, that's going to be worse. That's going to be so much worse.
Yeah, but I will know what to prepare for, you know.
But perfect. Gabrielė, thank you so much for your time. It was really amazing speaking to you. I don't know if there's anything else that you would like to say to anyone that's listening at the moment.
Yeah, so maybe just to end the conversation, really, if you haven't, if there's someone who hasn't used TreatWell, a salon owner or a customer, please try it. For customers, there's also lots of fun things also happening on the platform and the app that we have. So please do use it. And then for the salon owners, if they're afraid to go digital, please just try it. Just test it out. It doesn't cost anything if you just test it. And yeah, and thank you so much for having me over and inviting me to have a conversation with you, Jackies. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, hope you have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.